Hi there, Gemini. Universe told me to read for your sign next today. Moving into the retrograde today and tomorrow of Mercury. I'm going to give you situational messages, and I'm going in the first video through the tarot, and then I'm going to part two, which is the most important part, will be your messages from the guides. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe. This is a new channel for me and I'm building it up. Hit the notification bell so you can get updates for when I read for you next. Hit that like button for me, and if you comment, I will give you a personal hour-long, at least, Celtic Cross spread for free. I do pretty much, not all, but most of my work for free right now. Um, if the messages do not resonate with you, Gemini, please understand that there are almost 8 billion people on the planet, and this is a general forecast. If it doesn't resonate for you, it was not meant for you. Also, to help with clarity, check your sun and moon sign, what was in the sun and the moon at the moment of your birth. If you're looking for messages of love and you want clarity with that, you might want to also check about what was rising in Venus at the moment of your birth. Please understand, if love messages are pertinent, I will speak of them. If they are not, I will not. Everybody wants to hear about love and money. I know, I'm a human too. But what comes out is what comes out, okay? Universe, for my Gemini. I was like, am I supposed to read for next? Taurus or Gemini? Taurus or Gemini? And I was compelled towards my Gemini. My dualies. Got this childlike side and this grown-up side. Two in one often. Interesting, Gemini are to me. I like you. For Gemini, universe. Universe, for Gemini, please. For Gemini. For Gemini. For Gemini, please. You want me to move fast. For Gemini. Gemini, universe. Yo, here it comes. 8 of Cups. And the World. Woohoo! All right. Let's talk about that a little bit with this 8 of Cups. So, first of all, 8 of Cups is you are looking towards the future and you want to move away from a situation emotionally. It's an 8 here. It's an infinite cycle. It's a cycle moving in and out and in and out and in and out. Usually it's not necessarily depicted here with this Zach Wong deck that I use. It's very intuitive and I love the way he puts it with his, with the art and the imagery. But with the 8 of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite imagery, this person is usually looking away from the situation. They want to move on from something emotionally. A bunch of cups of all 8 of the cups are spilled, but there are usually a few that are still upright. You may need to walk away from a situation, Gemini, and even walk away from those upturned cups that are still full to drink from. You don't want to. You're willing to move on emotionally. And it's a world moment. You may feel like a cycle has come to a completion and you're done with it, or you want to move towards the end of a cycle this month. You're ready to move on from it to a large degree. Because 8 of Cups is swimming away from the troubles of your life. You are going to abandon a situation, and something has ended, and you either want it to end and you're going to move towards that ending and start a new beginning with something else, or it has recently happened. And moving away from emotional stress. Bad memories, matters of the heart have burdened you or will burden you. And you're going to move away from a relationship or a project that has not been rewarding and has kept you from being happy. The World is about moving towards a happy place and a fruitful and prosperous new journey. And you want to get to that badly. The environment that you have been in, are in now, or will move into in July will start to be lackluster. It will start to bore you. You're done with the unpleasantness. You're done with unnecessary drama and negativity. It could also highlight that you're on a journey from moving away from a previous trauma or incident. And you want to make time to deal with your emotional responses to it. Yeah, big time. And, the world is about things coming full circle. Okay? Something has or will come full circle in July with this Mercury retrograde. Um, it's about fulfillment and completion in your life. Um, Similar to the Wheel of Fortune, um, it can signify that you're close to an end of a journey, but the world is the end of the journey, and it's a cause for celebration and rejoicing. When you get to the end of any situation, no matter what it is, be happy about it and move on to the next one. Even if you don't want to be happy about it and move on. In this situation, this card's about any deals or contracts or arrangements, thus opening up the door for a new one to take place. These deals and contracts and arrangements, something is going to come to an end so that something new can happen. And in terms of a relationship, the world is good. It's foretelling of a happiness and a balance. And to be happy about it. Be happy about it. That's important. It's also, I'm trying to remember what energy. I think the world is associated with all the signs, to be honest. That's good. That's good, Gemini. What else for Gemini in this situation? Is there another person involved here? What is the situation in general? They want to move away from it. They've spent time reflecting emotionally. They're even willing to walk away from things that are good that they've achieved because there are too many cups that were turned over and empty. They want to move away. They want to move towards the end and the completion. What else? What else for Gemini? What else is happening? Who else is happening in this situation? Page of Pentacles. What else? Another, please, next to the Page of Pentacles in this situation for July for Gemini. And the Nine of Wands in reverse. You see that? Let's talk about that too. And see, I told you, Gemini, you want to move on to a new cycle, and here it is. Someone else or the situation in general is pushing for this new cycle too. This is a person fixated on their pentacles and seeing it through to fruition. This is a young person. It's a young idea. Page is sometimes a child or just the beginning of something. And it's about understanding the physical world and what's most important here on Earth, and wanting to get in touch with it. It also represents embracing the earth and the fruits of it and being at one with it. This is someone or something that wants to stay very grounded and in touch with itself. If it's you or another person, I want you to stay in touch with what's most important to you here on Earth. Your pentacles, what you think, what you feel, what you spend your time and energy on. And it's a powerful energy. It wants to feel contentment. And slowly chipping away at creating something new and good. It's not the night. It's not rushing in. You or the other person involved in the situation itself, be it a person or just you in the situation, doesn't want you to rush into it, but it does want you to think about it. And the Page of Pentacles is about an infancy and a childbearing, quite literally sometimes. Maybe you or someone else in your life is thinking about starting something new in a physical way, as in having a child, or it just you wanting to move out of this completion and immediately into something new. Okay. But it's about quite literally the consumptions of the body's culmination into creating life. So somebody might want to have a baby, but also it's just about moving into something new and thinking about that, and bringing all the concepts together and focusing on the magic, and getting it to do its bidding. Really, someone else or you in this situation is really causing you to take control and pick up that pentacle and look at it and manifest. It's not the night, but someone's thinking about a manifestation. You or someone else, or the situation is immediately causing you to pick up that pentacle and start something new and see it to fruition, because a cycle is done. A cycle is done. But, next to the Nine of Wands, it's in reverse. This is whatever happened here, either you or someone else in the situation has really had to work hard, to the point where they're kind of at their wits' end. And your strength, or their strength, has been depleted. They're working on this new idea so hard, or you are, that it's got you kind of in a weakened state. You might be having some health issues right now as a result. Your immune system might be a little depleted right now, or someone else's is. And it's about too much of a burden. You or somebody else is burdened way too much by the stress of a situation. They are carrying too much of it emotionally and physically. And they don't want to. They know, you or the person involved, or everyone in the situation involved, knows if you get too stressed out for too long, it's just going to cause more damage. In a situation, the card in reverse kind of represents that a commitment might be too hard to handle, but you're already thinking about it. Either you want something to come to an end, and somebody else is like, look, we're just so stressed out about it, let's approach it in a different way. Possibly. I'm curious. Let's flower for Gemini, shall we? I want to know, and so do they. They at least want it reflected back to them. Universe, under the Eight of Cups for Gemini. Okay. The Page of Swords. It was a great idea that you acted upon. Or they said they wanted to. It's a little bit of an immature energy. And the Queen of Swords in reverse. Oof. Under the Eight of Cups. Under the World for Gemini, please. The Page of Cups. Lots of pages here. Lots of pages. Things that are all talk and not quite action just yet. A child for some of you, or wanting one. Stressing you out, whatever it is. I always make note of so many pages, because pages are not the thing, they're just the idea. Sometimes pages can be all talk and no action too. Sometimes. What else next to the Page of Cups and under the World for Gemini, please? Ace of Wands. Well, you have ended something. You put a lot into it, and what fueled this world moment, this ending of this cycle, was the desire to start something new. You have given it your all. You gave a lot of love, poured it on. It's Piscean energy. Yeah. This Queen of Swords, though, in reverse, is someone who's just, I'm so over it. Look at her. I'm so freaking over it. And the Page of Swords is like, but look, I'm holding this sword, but I'm looking away. You know, I don't really want to deal with this. I don't really want to act, but I'm going to. And you were just sick of being the page and not being able to be the knight. You know, we've got a Queen of Swords energy in reverse and a Page of Swords in the upright. And this Page of Swords in the upright tells me you really tried. You really tried. You know, you really did before you finally walked away from the situation emotionally and kind of abandoned it and was like, I'm done with it. This is hurting. I want to move away from the icky feeling it's giving me. Before you did that, underneath, you worked at it. You were the breath of fresh air. I mean, you know, this is a shrewd person that wields their sword. They're very protective, cautious. They might even hide behind their words a little bit, but like you tried. You know, you might not have entirely given it your all, but you did, at least with your ideas. You definitely psychoanalyzed the whole situation and dissected it 10 million times, for sure. And the other person might have too. They just think, or the other party, the situation might have said it had the answer. Well, you thought you did as well. You certainly put a lot of time into it. I mean, it's a bright and refreshing and intelligent energy. You tried to be as smart about it as you could have been. And you were willing to explore uncharted territories and new ideas. You were even willing to think outside of the box in this situation to a large degree. You were focused on the future, and you tried to keep it fun and playful and humorous and light. But you also had to be really cunning. You might have also felt somewhat threatened, and I get why, because there's this Queen of Swords energy right next to it, and it's in reverse. Like, you put all you could into this situation, okay, with your cups here, but you had to walk away. You know, it just became too much of a conflict with the Queen of Swords. You just got to the point where you failed to connect. You couldn't connect to your emotional side with it. You were just felt so hollow and bitter, and you pitied, and it made you mad. And I'm over it. The whole thing made you feel uneasy. You might have made others feel uneasy in this situation too, or someone else did. But I think you were just over it. Or this could be another person that was just all talk and no action, and they just didn't have the best of intentions. It's about or if it's you or someone else had a damaged ego. There might have been some jealousy. I'm seeing a bit of an aftermath effect here. It's a mental instability, either you or someone else. You tried and tried. You tried. But it just left you like, I'm done and I'm going to move away from this situation. But let's talk about, the world, and underneath it, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Because you got two pages here. You really attacked it from both sides, okay? You poured it on with your mind. You did everything you could to the point where you were just over it. You were somebody else. And it puts you to this world moment where, like, okay, well, we're just done with it. We've seen it through to fruition. This is over now. Let's move on to something new. What propelled you towards it was, not only did you give it your all with your mind, with this Page of Swords, you also poured it on with your heart, too. This is Romeo. You really gave it your all emotionally. You poured your whole heart into it. She's delivering this love to someone else, something else. Very giving energy. But it's not action, because, how much it's not the Knight of Cups. It's just the page. maybe you were not willing to be the knight and be the action. You were willing to hold up that cup and hold up these thoughts and ideas, but it left you to where it's definitely the whole situation just moved you towards wanting to move towards something new that's fueled by passion, creativity. It's fire energy. It could be fire in you and in your chart, just wanting to move towards something new that makes you feel the way the Ace of Wands makes you feel. It excites you. I always call the Ace of Wands the giant dildo in the sky. Like you want to be fueled by something passionate in this situation, okay? You know, all this love that you've poured on, you want it to fuel something that's really going to stimulate your mind and your fire. And that's what propelled you to bring it all to fruition and wanting to move on to something else, something more, immediately wanting to start something different, and being kind of pragmatic too. It's funny, all these cups and swords and fire has moved you towards the pentacles. When we're grown-ups, it always does. You know, when you have to walk away from something like this, you know, and move towards something that is more passionate and that stimulating spark, it can put us in a place where we're like, all right, let's think about this a little bit more differently here. Let's really focus on how this is affecting our whole life here on Earth, because it has stressed the situation out. You're tired. Somebody's tired. Let's find out. It's good reading, Gemini. I'm loving everybody's readings today. My heart is very in it. I want you to know that. For Gemini, universe, underneath the Page of Pentacles, this other person, this situation, or that Gemini, talk to me, please. I know this wants to come out. The King of Pentacles. Yo, deep in the Pentacles. This whole situation has moved you deep into the Pentacles here. This new start that you want to take. Or just how someone else in this situation has led you there. They've got the King of Pentacles underneath, if this is a person. What else underneath the Page of Pentacles? The Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Goodness. Earth stuff. What's underneath the Nine of Wands in reverse for Gemini? Why is this here? Sensing there's a lot to this. A bunch of cards wanted to jump. Please no more than two, universe. At least two. Just two, please. Queen of Wands in reverse. Somebody was shitty. Not nice energy. Look at that bitch. Ah. Got kings and queens here. Lots of pages. Not seeing any knights. Where's the action, huh? What else under the Nine of Wands? The King of Cups. Wow. We've got a King of Pentacles. We've got a Queen of Wands. We've got a King of Cups. And we've got pages here. Holy shit, you guys. Let's talk about all this here. Let's talk about this King of Pentacles and this Seven of Pentacles underneath this Page of Pentacles. Get underneath there. Goodness. So underneath this page, you know, this dissection and just feeling the need to really embrace the realities of the situation and wanting to start something new is a desire to, with this King of Pentacles, is a desire for stability. You want to start something new. Someone wants to start something new, a new project, and they are, even if it's a child and someone wanting to have a baby, they're coming at it from a place of stability. It's a very wise and intelligent person, an older man in your life, or someone embodying divine masculine underneath this page, that considers matters of stability and pentacles and wealth here on earth to be paramount. It's a very down-to-earth energy. It's also very sensual energy. It's a very loyal energy. They are an unmovable mountain too. They're reliable, steadfast, very dashing and alluring. And in a situation, King of Pentacles is about a desire for growth and profit and something that makes sense. This is good for you. If this is a career situation, you or somebody else wants to be in a senior position. In a relationship, it's about a desire for, like, the utmost desire for stability. So whatever you want, or someone else, whatever is calling you or another in a situation to build in these pentacles, it's out of a deep desire for stability, Gemini, either you or this other person. They want to be stable about it. Okay. They want to be stable. And also they or you in this situation is willing to wait. They're willing to wait patiently for it. They have waited patiently for it. It has been slow to get to this point. Maybe this world moment, this ending, took quite some time, which is why I'm seeing this quick to start with the fiery new energy. The situation may want it and call for it, because the Seven of Pentacles is his arms are folded. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. They didn't push too hard. They step back. They water their garden carefully. They will cultivate and nurture and polish. The saying about the Seven of Pentacles is, a diamond is worth more than the carbon it once was. This person, or the situation itself, will need patience, or this person will be patient to grow a relationship into a place of stability. I think they have good intentions here. But it will move slowly, and that snail's pace may complicate things. It also can mean a temporary distance. Anything that will cause you to, or the situation or that other person to, need patience, okay? It's Virgo energy as well. And it's the waiting game. It's the waiting game. Yeah. With this Seven of Pentacles. So something new that wants to be manifested is going to take time. And the energy underneath it is coming from a good place. They just want stability, okay? It's a good guy. It's a good guy. If you're a chick and this is a new start with someone coming into your life, they're a good person. I'm not seeing a reconciliation here. You put your thought and your heart into a whole lot over here. You definitely want something new. Oh, this is looking kind of ratchet now. There's a lot of cards here. Let's talk about this depleting, exhausted Nine of Wands in reverse moment. I'm feeling like some of you or someone in this situation needs to examine their health. And let's talk about the Queen of Wands in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse right next to it, right here underneath it. I think the reason why somebody is at their wits' end and stressed out and depleted with this Nine of Wands energy is because fueling underneath it is a Queen of Wands in reverse. This chick is not your friend. Okay? This is a devious and tantalizing energy. This is a person or an energy who's focusing on fantasies and for their own pleasure. They embody negative qualities that are of a passionate side. This energy is sensual and lusty and can be full of rage, fueled by jealousy, fueled by passion, not a caring nature. They're possessive. It's a possessive energy. It wants you to develop a codependence. One partner's being extremely controlling in a situation and hurting your feelings. Neglect. not appreciated. Situations are clouded by broken promises and lies. It has stressed you out and made you at your wits' end. They're unreliable. This is an unreliable energy, which is interesting because that explains this to me. But this King of Cups energy is also underneath it. I'm seeing a duality, and Gemini have a dual nature, and they will bring people and situations of a dual nature to themselves. It's why you're one of the reasons why your soul picked the sign to begin with, Gemini. And I know that that makes things tough for you. Accept your fate. I know it makes life here on Earth for you difficult as a Gemini sometimes, the dual nature of who you are, and the dual natures to extremes, to extremes at all times sometimes in your life. Because right next to this crappy Queen of Wands in reverse, that's just stressing you out and breaking you to the point where you cannot take it anymore and you're at your wits' end, you've also got a King of Cups energy fueling it. And the King of Cups sort of rules the currents. You know, it's water energy. So it's a current, the current of the soul, the keeper of the waters. It's an unrivaled imagination, an unrivaled source of creativity. This person charms your heart and is understanding and full of intuition. This guy represents all the creative juices. King of Cups is fantastic. But right here next to this Queen of Wands, this tells me that one of you might be embodying this Queen of Wands and the other of you is the King of Cups. I think this might be you because you have a Page of Swords and a Page of Cups on your end of the situation, and they are acknowledging that you've had to deal with this icky energy, or even a part of you is embodying it. It's exhausting you because the energy next to it, either within yourself or another person, whoever's being who here, this is a loving, wonderful person. They're very entertaining. They're very evocative. They have a strong intuition. They plan carefully. It's a very, from the, this energy as a lover leaves your heart aching for more that touches your soul. It's telling me that you might have also, but in a situation, the King of Cups is someone that had to deal with something in sort of an unconventional way. And that might have been very stressful for you to have to do that. You had to get creative to deal with this situation that's made you so at your wits' end. You're thinking of all creative possibilities, or this person had to think of all the creative possibilities to get out of this pain, and just feeling so exhausted and depleted, and having to trust their gut. Oh gosh, I'm feeling like for you, it can be many things. I feel like somebody was crappy and somebody was loving and giving. There's definitely passion here between the two of you with Wands and Cups, but ultimately this left these opposing energies together fueling the situation has left you or another person or both of you, the whole situation, depleted. And I get it, because for you, Gemini, it was a world moment, a cycle coming to an end. That really can kind of leave you in a place of depletion. But somebody wants to start something new. And they're being very pragmatic and careful about it, focused on the earth stuff. They're willing to wait and be very